Good morning, guys. It is Wednesday, September 22nd, and I'm doing another studio vlog. And today is a super busy day, so I'm just gonna have to jump right into work. But basically, I am finishing the wrap up on a project that I was working on in last week's vlog, which I can't show, and starting on the really big project that I mentioned also in last week's vlog, which I also can't show. So I'm not gonna have really anything interesting to look at today, but it is gonna be a busy day, so I figured I would take you all along with me. So right now I'm just sitting in the corner of the studio having some coffee, and I've got my iPad and computer ready to go right here. So I'm probably going to spend the first part of the morning just doing some emails, and then I will get started on the basic thumbnail sketches that I'm doing for this new client. So that will be the morning, and well, honestly, probably sketches will be the entire day after I finish the emails. So that's what is on the schedule for today. So I am just going to jump right in. All right, it is about 3 o'clock, and I haven't checked in since this morning because I've basically just been sitting in that same spot working on either my computer or the iPad all day. I have a deadline next Friday, and I have to have 8 fairly complex, the camera's in a cabinet, so I'm hoping Penelope doesn't decide to slam the door in your face. But anyway, I have 8 fairly complex sketches due next Friday, so I basically have to do averaging at least 1 a day until then. So, and then this Friday I have a client meeting downtown, which will take up like half of the day. So, oh, I know, you want the screen. So I basically am trying to get 2 done today, and then hopefully 2 done tomorrow, which would leave me only 4 to finish next week, which would be really great. So we'll see. I'm making coffee right now, and then I'm going to sit on the floor in the living room and try to do some more drawing while she plays. You want to get down? So yeah, that's the plan for this afternoon, just some more sketching while she plays. So I feel like this is going to be a very boring vlog, but it was kind of a boring day in the studio, and in terms of like things that I could show on camera, and tomorrow will be much the same. So yeah, no. Hey guys, it is the next day. It's actually about 4 o'clock on the next day, and I didn't finish recording yesterday, and I almost decided not to even finish this vlog because I feel like it's so stinking boring. Like, it's basically just me sitting in this spot working on my computer or my iPad, which is what I have been doing pretty much since I shot that last clip. I did work some downstairs on the couch last night, but yeah, I haven't really had anything to show, and that seemed boring to me, so I wasn't going to show it at all. But I feel like that's accurate for what my life is like right now, and that's probably going to be much of next week as well, as I really try to buckle down and get these sketches done. But since it was pretty boring, I decided that I wanted to take a minute to read a couple of viewer comments and just go ahead and answer them, just to take a break. And it's a little break for me too, since I have to do a bunch more sketching tonight after Penelope goes to bed. All right, let's see. All right, so I'm just scanning through these here, and it seems like you all really liked the voiceover on the pie time lapse, so I'm going to try to do more of those. So yeah, leave me more questions so that I can answer more of them in more time lapses. although it may be a little while before I can do another time lapse again, just because of client work. But I will still definitely try, and I really want to do another time lapse portrait or figure painting. So yeah, leave me some questions and material for that. And all right, here's a comment. Now this is from somebody who I answered her question in the pie piece, but I didn't know how to pronounce her name, if you remember. And she just said, thank you for answering my question. I know my Dutch name is difficult for people outside of Holland. Haha, in English, you sort of pronounce it like Liedewij. So that sounds beautiful. This one is from Laska Mackenzie. And they write, Kendyll, I love this format for videos. I'm also a Lioba fan. I've watched most of your recent vlogs, and even though I love your technique, this is the first time lapse I've watched of yours simply because there was commentary. I'm mildly ADD and usually can't handle a video with no speaking, parentheses. I realize I actually am the same way. I hardly ever put on a video that doesn't have a voiceover, so that should have been the clue right there. Anyway, I don't think I'm alone. No, you're definitely not. And I bet you see really good stats to demonstrate that point. I'd also love to hear your teaching about technique during a time lapse. That could really help you develop your Patreon following too. Can't wait for more Kendyll. All right, thank you. I have already replied to comments by Laska, but she leaves the nicest comments, so thank you so much. And the question, oh, about technique. I have done, there are some older videos. There's one of a blueberry muffin that's like super detailed. It's just me describing what I'm doing while I'm doing it. So I will try to link that in the description box, but it's older. So if you, I mean, I think it's almost 2 years old now. So if you are a relatively recent comer to my channel, you might not have seen it. Another comment, this one I loved because it's from one of my favorite subscribers, and it's also about my favorite thing. So Gunakasa asks, or says rather, I like this video and voiceover a lot. Which is your most favorite pie, the one you choose over any other? So I'm still gonna pick 2 pies, but my most favorite pie to eat is apple, and I feel like I'm super boring that way, but I just think I love the texture. I feel like apple pies don't usually have soggy crusts, which is key, and apples are, or at least they can be nice and tart, and that's one of my favorite things about fruit desserts is a blend of sweetness and tartness. So in terms of flavor, I would pick apple. Let me know if you guys are pie fans, let me know what your favorite pies are. And in terms of, I have like I don't know what this would be. This wouldn't be like favorite to eat, but it's like my most sentimental pie, I guess, is pumpkin pie. And that's because I have liked pie ever since I was a little girl. I don't remember ever not liking it, but it really became important to me when I was, I think about like 11 or so, and I was first getting into baking, and my dad, I think I've told this story before, but my dad told me that the mark of a great baker, which I don't know, my dad doesn't really bake, but still, he said the mark of a great baker was that they could make a really good pie. And at the time I felt like that was like a personal challenge, so I decided I was gonna become really good at making pies. And then when I was in high school, when I was a freshman in high school, I met this person who is still to this day like a really good friend, and we were both homeschooled, and we're both really into Anne of Green Gables, and we're both just like mega nerds. And another thing that we shared in common was that we loved pie, and our idea of like a fun wild night in high school was taking turns sleeping over at each other's houses and making pies. And this one time we made a pumpkin pie, and my family, we ate like all but one piece, and then my friend and I woke up the next morning and we were planning on sharing the last piece for breakfast. And then as I was transferring it from the pie plate, from the pie dish to a plate, somehow I just dropped it on the floor, and it landed on this like really gross rug. Like it was a kitchen rug, and you know, you wash them, but still I feel like kitchen rugs are just like, oh. And it landed on that, but it landed crust side down, so it wasn't like, you know, a complete mess. And just in that moment, my friend and I looked at each other, and just without a word, we both dropped to the ground with our forks and started eating the pie off the ground. And I don't know, I always think of I think of my friend when I think of pumpkin pies, and I think of that story, and yeah, how wonderful it is to be that close with somebody. And yeah, so apple pie is the best to eat, and pumpkin is the best for my heart, I guess. So I hope that wasn't too much of a ramble. Let me see if I can read one more comment just to bring it back around. All right, this is gonna be the last one. This is actually a question, and I've gotten this question quite a lot recently, so I figured I would just tackle it here. This is from Sarah Kwiatkowski, and she asked this about a week ago, so I'm sorry, I'm just getting to it now. But she says, I'm currently working on botanical drawings. Do you know of any sites offering royalty-free references for flowers? I am from New England, and many flowers are no longer blooming. So yes, there are sites, tons of sites. So technically, Shutterstock is actually technically royalty-free. A royalty is like an ongoing payment to the artist, at least how I understand it. So some photos, you not only have to pay for the photo, but you have to pay kind of a, say if you put it on an iPhone case or whatever, you have to pay the artist a percentage. So there's tons and tons of royalty-free photos available online, but royalty-free does not mean free to use. So if what you're wanting is free to use photos, I would recommend a site like Pixabay or Morguefile, and they both have photos that anybody can use. And also another super easy way to do it is just to do a Google image search, and then you can select, I think it's under, I don't remember what menu it's under. I think it's under like refine selection. I will try to put a link for directions for how to do this in the description. But anyway, you can set it so that it only shows you images that have been tagged for reuse with modification. So that's just a super easy way, and that'll bring up images from sites like Pixabay and Morguefile as well. I am getting the low battery signal, so I'm gonna wrap this up. And sorry this was such a weird, crazy vlog, but you're getting a picture into, well actually not even, I wish it was weird and crazy. Sorry this was such a boring vlog, but it's an accurate picture of life right now. So thank you for watching, and I hope I will see you in the next video. Bye.